to make it 19-0. Let's take a look at who we will be seeing tonight to try and make that happen for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Ranked wrestlers up and down the lineup. But who from the Knights are you really excited to watch?
From the Knights, I'm really excited to watch A.J. Rollo at 141 pounds. He has shown that he can be a potential foundation for these Knights to lean on, as well as Grant Odell, Iowa City native, coming back to Carver Hawkeye to wrestle a team he grew up watching. Gonna be great. And then Dalton Mayer at heavyweight, the only ranked wrestler for the Knights. Those are the Knights I'm excited to watch.
We will be starting at 197 pounds. We'll either see Andrew Lieber or Thad Huff from the Bellarmine Knights, or Masoma Endine or Harvey Ludington for the Iowa Hawkeyes. But we already said this Iowa Hawkeye lineup loaded. Tons of ranked wrestlers. It always feels that way when we enter a season. But who are you excited to watch from the Hawkeyes end?
Top to bottom, I would have to say I'm excited to watch Drake Ayala at 133 pounds as he comes out here for the starting lineups. Nasir Bailey, Jordan Williams, they're good transfers that are going to be excited to watch. And then, of course, that loaded back half of the bracket, back half of the weight lineup for Iowa. Patrick Kennedy, Angelo Ferrari, Massima Indine, and Ben Keeter, always going to be fun.
And there's a lot of those names that you mentioned, Jacob, potentially could make their debut in Carver Hawkeye Arena. Some of the transfers include Dean Peterson, Nasir Bailey, Jordan Williams, Masoma Endine. And we could also see Cale Voinovich, the redshirt freshman, potentially make his Carver debut, or the big name, the true freshman, Leo DeLuca, a highly touted freshman coming in for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Could see him get the start at 125.
In media day, Coach Brands expressed that they will do similar with what they did with Angelo Ferrari last year, use the 5 competition dates. So we could see the first one for Leo DeLuca here tonight. It'll be intriguing to see who Tom puts out there at 125.
It should be a good one. The Iowa Hawkeyes, ranked 3rd in the country. Penn State and Nebraska right in front of them in the Big Ten. Ohio State at 4 as the sandwich, with the Hawkeyes right in the middle of Nebraska and Ohio State. There's been a lot of shuffling with this Hawkeye lineup, a lot of new faces, a ton of transfers with the graduating class from last season. But from looking at the transfers in particular, Jacob, who excites you the most coming in now joining the Iowa Hawkeyes?
Ooh, as far as the transfers go, I would have to say it's a tie between Jordan Williams and Massima Indine. Indine, 3-time D3 national champion at Wartburg, has a chance if he can run the table and his cards fall right. He could technically be a 4-time national champion if everything goes well for him. And then Jordan Williams, Pac-12, Big 12 runner-up as a freshman, Pac-12 champion last year when he was at Little Rock. Now he's looking to maybe go out and add a Big 10 title or runner-up spot to his name. I think those are the transfers to be excited to watch.
Yeah, it always feels like whenever the Hawkeyes are bringing in a transfer, it's going to be a big name. And this year they bring in a ton of big-name transfers, and we're going to get to see one right off the bat at 197 with Masoma Endine. Masoma Endine, grad student from Dallas, Texas, transfers in from Wartburg. Like you've already said, a 3-time NCAA champion at 197 at the Division III level, a 3-time NCAA All-American. He is a big addition for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
He comes out ready to go. He's going to be hard to fill in a spot like it's hard to fill in Stephen Buchanan's shoes, because obviously Stephen Buchanan ran the table last year, ended up as a national champion. But if there's anyone that can do it, it's Massima Indine.
He'll be facing off against Andrew Lieber, the redshirt sophomore. 1-2 last weekend at the Patriot and Clarion Opens. Endine in on an attack. Lieber has the midsection wrapped up. No points awarded yet.
Indine able to get in on a deep double leg It's one of the things he was known for at Wartburg, was being able to get in deep on those doubles.
Nice shot by Lieber. Now has to try and get around and cover up, but Endine making sure he's keeping a hold of that right ankle of Lieber.
The refs are in a fun little tidbit here because as the wrestlers are working for points, they have to determine when momentum is come to a stop to call a stalemate. But in Dean, if he can hook this leg here, he'll get the first takedown of the season for the Hawkeyes.
But he's got his right leg wrapped up by Lieber. In around his midsection as well. Lieber nearly able to break out. Ending now picks up the second leg. Lieber still holding on to one, so no points quite awarded yet. Ending's got to break out of that grasp if he wants these points. Now starts to work toward the hands.
Prying that grip off. A mean crossface here from Endine would be what you're looking for as you try to pry that grip, as he does, and picks up the 3 as the words are coming out of my mouth.
Rips off the hands and a 3-point takedown for Masoma Endine. Just over a minute remaining in the first period.
And that's got to be one of those small moral victories for Thad Huff. The fact that he made a 3-time D3 national champion, Andrew Lieber, making him work for that takedown, like really work.
Lieber nearly able to escape. Endine also racking up riding time. Continuing to keep him on the mat, flattens him out.
Endine doing a great job of controlling the pace and tempo of this match. He's brought it to a standstill with Lieber. He'll rack up a full minute of riding time through this first period.
Great way to start for Endine. Went in on the first attack. Took him a while to pick up the 3 points, but that's how the first period will end. Masoma Endine up 3-0 and picks up the first attack of the season for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
He's going to defer choice to the third period, and Lieber is going to take the top position.
Instead of going for the escape point, he's going to try to get a turn here. If you're Lieber, of course, you fought real hard to try and avoid that first takedown. What do you have to do here in the second period to score some points?
You need to not put yourself in a bad position like he almost just did. You need to, if you do give up an escape here, you need to get to your offense, and unfortunately there, he held onto the legs a little too long. That's going to result in a stall warning for Lieber here with 1:46 left in the second period.
Trying to hang on to that ankle. Endine nearly able to get back to his feet. He's quick off the whistle. There he is, right to his feet. Lieber able to hang on and just throw his body weight to keep Endine on the ground.
This is a bad position for Endine. He's looking for Lieber looking for a spladle here. As I can tell you from personal experience, that move does not tickle.
Endine back to work. Endine trying to get around and get a reversal here, pick up some points. Lieber able to go up high.
Lieber's in a position right now where he's going to be trying to wrestle just to hold on and maybe get a stall warning because he's still technically on top here with 1:09 left in the second period. So he's working down the riding time. But if you're Masoma, you got to watch now for those leg rides that Lieber's looking to put in.
Masoma Endine had a 75-1 record at the Division III level with 33 pins. Two-time NCAA All-American at Iowa Lakes Community College, has a long history of winning. And right now he's up 3-0 over Andrew Lieber. Just over a minute remaining in the second period.
Lieber's doing an excellent job of riding these legs. We've seen this a lot more at the collegiate level. Masoma trying to do his best here to try to combat this as best he can.
Now, what does Endy need to do here to get back to his feet and try to pick up an escape point?
One of the things I would recommend is he needs to try to get that hip with the leg on, hip down hard, and then try to work on prying that leg out from underneath there. Keeping your head up off the mat, though, is especially important right here. As we hit 20 seconds left here in the second period, Lieber has 30 seconds of riding time built up.
Yeah, it took that minute, that ending built up in that first period all the way off the clock, and now has going to end with over 40 seconds of riding time in this second period. And that's how this period will end. Good ride from Andrew Lieber. Ending made it tough, though. Nearly back to his feet a couple of times. And Lieber nearly got a turn on Ending, but he was able to stay out and keep it a 3-0 match.
Masoma picking neutral to start the third period. As we see here, this was when he was able to get that crossface and break the grip to get the only point scored of the match so far. Masoma picking neutral. You got to think he's looking for another takedown here, and if you're Lieber, a takedown here and a ride out, which you've shown you could ride out in Dean, would get him that bonus point for riding time and pick up a win to start off the duel.
That would be a heck of an upset for Andrew Lieber, but first he's got to try and take down Endine, who's proven tough to even just get a turn when he's on the mat. Minute 15 to go in this match. Endine, snap down.
And what you're seeing here, this is Masoma's first match at the Division I level. Everything that people might have expected with him coming in, new season, new place, new everything from Masoma, but the same, like you said earlier in the open, the same thing still is there. It is wrestling. It is beautiful violence.
40 seconds remaining in the third period. Lieber going to need to take a shot. He does. Endine wrestles around. Now he goes in for a double leg.
That was a beautiful re-attack there from Endine, and then he gets in on a reshot here. He's going to look to secure this takedown one more time.
20 seconds remaining. Endine fighting to break out of the clasp of Lieber. We saw this to open up the match. Does Endine have enough time to break out? 10 seconds remaining. Lieber holding onto that leg tough. Endine nearly out of his grasp. 3 seconds remaining. But that is how the match will end. Masoma Endine in his Carver Hawkeye debut picks up a 3-0 win over Andrew Lieber.
You see the look on Masoma's face there. You know he was wanting more for this first match, but again, it's fine. It happens. There's plenty of season left. He's only going to get better at the Division I level.
And a really good match from Andrew Lieber as well, going up against a top 20 wrestler. Just a redshirt sophomore. Finished the year last year tied for 4th in wins. He wrestled tough there against the 17th ranked wrestler at 197.
He did. Small moral victories. If you can't get the big win, you got to take the small moral victories. And we are getting ready for heavyweight. Big Ben Keeter coming out for the Hawkeyes.
And he'll take on 28th ranked Dalton Mayer, the only ranked matchup we will have tonight. And this is a highly anticipated matchup with how well Dalton Mayer wrestled last season, was named SoCon All-Conference and 2-time SoCon Wrestler of the Week last season. Ranked 2nd in the NCAA in pins with 17. But now going up against number 5, Ben Keeter, the Iowa City native, one of the most anticipated prospects for the Iowa Hawkeyes in recent memory.
You hit the nail right on the head. He definitely is. He came in as a dual sport athlete with both football and wrestling as his background. You know, last year against Bellarmine, he picked up a 32-second pin to start off the year strong.
And that was against Dalton Mayer. So their second time facing up against each other, and Mayer staying on his feet and doing better than he did last season against Ben Keeter.
Small moral victories, getting better and better as the season progresses from one season to the next.
Keeter last season finished the year 21-9, took 8th place at the NCAA championships, picked up 3 wins, but ended up losing to Joshua Heinzelman of Michigan in a 2-1 decision. Keeter in on a shot. Mayer trying to hang on to his torso. Keeter going for the turn.
Another scramble situation we see here with the Hawkeyes early on. Keeter, though, he's been around the block before. He knows how to finish shots like this. Look for him to get that leg up off the mat. As you can see, he's readjusting to try to get it up, and now he's going to work his way up the body.
Now he reworks and finishes with a 3-point takedown.
Slow, methodical processes, readjustments to get that takedown and get those points. Keeter does it better than anyone.
You saw him move that left leg in between his own legs so that he could readjust and finish with the takedown. Now he'll take him outside the mat and we'll restart at center mat.
51 seconds left to go here in the first period. Keeter already built up 22 seconds of riding time. He's going to give him the optional start here. I think the head coaches want to see potentially another takedown from Keeter before we hit the end of the first period.
Keeter undefeated in high school, 4-time state champion, 7th in the history of Iowa high school wrestling. One of the most decorated Iowa high school wrestlers ever.
He drops in on another single. He's going to double this one off. Picks up another takedown. Ben Keeter with 20 seconds left. Expect him just to keep Mayer down for the rest of this first period.
Just powered his way through Mayer to pick up that takedown. And with a short time, like you said, Keeter looking to ride out Mayer. And we'll have nearly 45 seconds of riding time going into the second period. Make that 46.
Mayer's going to defer choice to the third period. Keeter's going to choose down. Ben Keeter, freestyle under 20 Pan Am champion and junior world champion at 97 kilograms. Placed third last year at the Big Tens. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with at this weight class. You know, a lot of the talk was who's going to take over the mantle at heavyweight. Now that Gable Stevenson gone, Wyatt Hendrickson's gone, you have had a lot of talented people graduate. And now it's left to Ben Keeter, younger Bastida, who we're going to see in a couple weeks with the Iowa State duel. And down the line, a bump up from 197, A.J. Ferrari at Nebraska. It's going to be intriguing to see who takes the crown at heavyweight this year.
It always seems to be one of the most entertaining weight classes. Of course, the finish to the NCAA championships, one of the most electrifying wrestling matches in recent history, as Ben Keeter has a 2-point reversal and takes an 8-1 lead.
Beautiful thing about Keeter is with posting that record that he did, the 21-9 record that he did last year, just a shade shy of a 70 win percentage, and he had a 23.33 bonus point rate. Not the highest in the land, but still a decent bonus rate for a heavyweight.
Keeter working that riding time up nearly a minute with under a minute to go in this second period. Starting to work that left arm. Mayer trying to hold on to his grasp.
Mayer's doing a better job of defending this offense from the top position of Keeter than he did last year. Obviously getting pinned in 32 seconds is not really a whole lot you can do. but he's been able to do a way better job of trying to defend these turns that Keeter keeps trying to find.
Near the edge of the mat with just about 15 seconds remaining in the period, he'll push out.
You might be able to hear it from our mics. You can hear Associate Head Coach Terry Brands telling Keeter to hustle over there. It's one of the things I love about Terry is I have never in any Hawkeye duel really see him sit down.
No, he's always, there's a chair there for him, but he will never use it.
No.
And that's how the second period will end at heavyweight. Ben Keeter picks up a reversal and now leads 8-1 with nearly 2 minutes of riding time in his favor. And we apologize for the technical difficulties on our score bug and clock. We're working those out as we speak, but for now, we'll keep you updated on time and score as we continue out through the match. 8-1 in favor of Keeter right now.
And it looks like Mayer's going to choose the top position. I don't know if that's going to bode well for him. He's going to go right to the legs. Another leg rider we see. Not really often we see heavyweights riding legs. Last time I think I recall seeing a heavyweight ride legs, it was at the high school level, at my old high school. Somehow we got a heavyweight that wanted to ride legs, and he did. We called him Gabe Funky Askren.
Minute and a half to go in this third period. Just over 30 seconds in. Mayer trying to work on a turn. Keeter staying strong on his sprawl.
He's got that power half in deep. He's just trying to pry Keeter up. You're not going to be able to pry a guy like Keeter up. That's going to be a stall warning against the Iowa heavyweight.
Bellarmine on their feet, though, in their corner as Keeter has lost his riding time. But now under a minute remaining in the final period.
Even if Keeter could still find a way to get out of this, this would still result in a major decision win for the Hawkeyes. But he's got to figure out what he's got to do to work against this leg ride that's being put on him here by Mayer.
Wrapped around Keeter. Ben staying sprawled out, trying to get to his feet. Mayer, great job keeping him on his front side.
Double leg ride. He's putting the boots in and going to work. He might get back points here on Ben Keeter.
Look at this turn with 20 seconds left. The Bellarmine bench is on their feet. Mayer, there's a stalling point. 5 seconds remaining. And that is how this match will end. Keeter picks up the win, but a great job by Dalton Mayer to ride him out.
Dalton Mayer put on a very impressive ride there in the third period to the tune of getting this from what looked to be a major decision victory for Keeter to just a regular decision. As we see Keeter getting in on that takedown, he's big, he's methodical, he gets in deep on the shot. Hawkeyes being able to get 2 wins to start the duel, up 6-0. We'll be right back with more Iowa Wrestling right here on Big Ten Plus.
6-0 lead for the Iowa Hawkeyes through 2 matches. It was Masoma ending with a 3-0 win over Andrew Lieber, and then Ben Keeter with an 8-2 decision over Dalton Mayer. Now we flip the script down to 125. It'll be
Dean Peterson.
It will be Dean Peterson making his Carver Hawkeye debut.
The Rutgers transfer coming in, highly touted in the transfer portal, filling a spot for the Hawkeyes at 125, a spot that would need to be filled by a guy similar to Dean Peterson's stature.
On the other side for Bellarmine, it will be Damian Ryan, the 5'4" redshirt junior from Centerville, Ohio, wrestled 20 times last season, had a 9-11 record. And going up against the 10th ranked wrestler at 125 in Dean Peterson.
Good feeling out process here between these 2 wrestlers. Peterson's going to get him snapped down to a front headlock situation. Look for him to try to get Ryan moving to the point where he can maybe get around. Ryan, nice little almost dump there, Peterson, but Peterson able to defend it, and they come back up to their feet.
Peterson last season at Rutgers, 22-8 overall. Went 2-2 at the NCAA championships. Had some tough matchups, including against number 1 Vincent Robinson of NC State. Took him all the way through 3 periods, but ended up losing in a 4-2 decision. But now in a black and gold singlet this season, looking to get back to the NCAA tournament and make some noise.
And he definitely could for the Hawkeyes, especially at a weight that's been trying to find their footing since Ayala moved up to 133 and Spencer Lee graduated. And who knows, maybe Dean Peterson is the guy they need to get the Hawkeyes back into title contention at 125.
They certainly seem to think so. Again, with the Iowa Hawkeye transfers, it's always going to be a big name when they bring somebody new in. Of course, you think of Stephen Buchanan last season, went on to win the NCAA championship at 197. Peterson trying to fight through and pick up some points with 30 seconds remaining.
Didn't like that underhook or overhook position he was in. Gonna get out of that, tie, start again, work to find your ties, your setups. And Peterson, no slouch at all. He pinned Richard Figueroa last year at Nationals. Lost by 2 to the eventual NCAA champion, and then lost 6-4 to Steve O'Pollin, who he could see at the Cyhawk duel. Steve O'Pollin transferring to Iowa State.
First period ends with no score. Dean Peterson certainly had the best chance at some points, but could not finish the overhook. He'll go down to start the second.
Good feeling out process early on from both wrestlers.
Peterson back to his feet, has to break out of the clasp of Ryan. Switches around, picks up the escape point, and a 3-point takedown.
What a 4-point switch there for Dean Peterson of the Hawkeyes. And head coach Ned Shuck not happy with it. He's going to challenge the call.
Ned Shuck, an alum of the University of Iowa wrestling team, going to take a look at that last flurry from Dean Peterson.
As you said, former alum, he wrestled here for the Hawkeyes from 2000 to 2005 under the, you see Coach Shuck there on the right. You know, he was a 4-time letter winner for the Hawkeyes. As you see that go behind, beautiful transition from the escape, able to get the one and then that takedown if it stands. Yeah, Coach Shuck, 4-year letter winner for the Hawkeyes when he wrestled here, as well as 3-time all Big Ten academic selection.
Back home in Carver Hawkeye, they were looking to see if he did get the full escape. and the call will stand. So Dean Peterson, a 4-point swing, able to pick up the escape point, and then of course the takedown, no doubt.
Now after that takedown, Peterson will look to go to work on top, see if he can't get a turn here.
Hawkeyes looking for their first bonus point match through 2. Good move by Peterson. Couldn't quite bring him all the way through to his back.
He's doing a good job trying to load up this tilt here. At least that's what it looks like he's going for with that wrist. Maybe potential ball and chain action. He's getting in tight around that waist of Damian Ryan.
You can hear Terry Brand saying chest heavy, trying to wear out Damian Ryan.
Peterson doing a great job changing up his approach. When that tight waist wrist isn't there, he's looked like he's been able to try to go for a claw ride, made famous by 4-time national champion out of Cornell, Kyle Dake. As we get a stall warning there against Damian Ryan. As we see Peterson going back to that claw ride.
30 seconds remaining in this second period. Peterson still up 4-0. Good scramble there by Ryan. Couldn't get back to his feet.
Nice little flurry there from Damian Ryan, trying to maybe catch Peterson off guard, but Peterson able to get back to where he needs to be to avoid any major points against him.
Peterson with over 1:40 of riding time going into the final period. But a massive flurry from Dean Peterson to start the period, a 4-point swing. Looking to ride out Damian Ryan in this final period. Ryan will start down. Peterson most likely going to let him back up to try and score more points. He's going to ride him out. Well, looks like he's just going to try and ride him out.
Potentially. That's not a good first move there from Damian Ryan. Your first move shouldn't be to ball up. But now Ryan is in. He has a leg. Was looking for a reversal, but Peterson gives up 1, not 2. Now he'll look to try to get back to his offense.
Kind of surprised he decided to ride instead of let him back up.
Well, he was working for turns in the second period with Damian Ryan not really doing much to try to defend other than like grab his hands and call it a day. But that little roll through Granby roll we saw there from Damian Ryan almost resulted in a reversal, but Dean Peterson just able to get back on top of things.
Just over a minute remaining in this final period. Peterson still up by 3.
Peterson up by 3, and with that time passing, with 1:57 of riding time, that riding time point is locked. This match, which we'll add the point to at the end, is essentially 5-1 right now. A takedown here would go a long way for Peterson to try to maybe get bonus points.
Trying to work his way around in deep on an underhook on Damian Ryan. Good sprawl out from Peterson.
We saw him score earlier from kind of a similar situation. It looks like he's got him in that front headlock position. Potential cow catcher looking there, but it's going to result in a stalemate with 14 seconds left.
Ryan trying to move quickly here with short time. Peterson in on a single leg with time expiring, looking for one more takedown. Gonna have to drive, but the match will end. Dean Peterson takes a 5-1 decision victory after riding time.
That is what you like to see at 125 from Dean Peterson, coming out, getting the job done for the Hawkeyes.
Now we flip the page to 133. But first, let's wrap up with Dean Peterson. Great flurry there to pick up 4 points. That's all he needed to get the win.
That shuck by go around, go behind, absolutely working there for Dean Peterson. And next up, we will see the 2-time NCAA runner-up, Drake Ayala, number 2, 3 in the nation, depending on which site you're looking at.
One of the best at 133. Ended last season with a 21-3 record. The big loss, though, was to Lucas Bird. The first one came in the Big Ten championship round, and then in the NCAA championships as well, where Lucas Bird solidified his position at 133.
Good single leg shot there from Ayala. Looking to try to reach off, double off, try to get that takedown here against Ekman.
Ekman has that right leg wrapped up, but Ayala's got the other leg of Ekman.
Ayala got him in kind of a, I don't want to say a body lock because he's not wrapped around the waist, but being wrapped around that leg. He needs to be careful not to get put in danger here from Trace Ekman.
The 5'6" redshirt junior from Morganfield, Kentucky, and a stalemate is called.
Like you mentioned, Ayala losing that rubber match in the NCAA finals to Lucas Bird. You know he's going to be looking to try to get back. I talked to him at Media Day. He's doing everything he can to get to the top of the podium this year. But now you also have to deal with returning Ryan Crookham of Lehigh. Beautiful fireman's carry for Drake Ayala. Gets his first takedown of the season.
Right at the edge of the mat, Ekman able to get back to his feet. But a great first takedown from Drake Ayala. Up 3-1. Ayala back in on a shot, but Ekman able to sprawl out.
One of the things I love seeing from Drake Ayala is his ability to wrestle on the edge of the mat and use as much as the mat. Ayala using as much mat as he can. As we see here, he is in deep on a single leg on the edge of the mat. Look for him to try to pull him back in. And he's going to get that takedown on the edge of the mat. Another takedown, 6-1 now for the number 2 ranked wrestler in the nation.
.3 on the clock here in the opening period at 133. Escape point for Ekman. Ayala quick on his flurry shots. Controlling center mat.
With the amount of time he has, expect him to get another takedown to potentially take a 9-2 advantage heading into the second period. Again, in deep on a single leg. That single leg has worked beautifully for Ayala throughout his whole career.
Trying to pull him down. Ayala working the right leg of Ekman. Throws him to the mat. Covers up for 3 points.
Another takedown for Drake Ayala. He takes a 9-2 advantage heading into period number 2.
Great start for Drake Ayala. A few takedowns did allow Ekman to get up twice, but certainly looking for some bonus points. If he's able to finish out, would be the first bonus points of the season for the Hawkeyes.
Escape there from Ekman on the stand-up. One of the beautiful things I love what the Hawkeyes do, they emphasize mat time. Great slide by from Ayala. Wow. He's going to get another takedown, making it 12-3.
He's going to let him right back up, going for a flurry of takedowns here. Right back to that single leg, pulls him into the mat. Ekman doing all he can. Ayala eats up the second leg for a moment. Couldn't quite bring it all the way in.
Good job dumping him to the hip, and now he's going to go across, get that takedown, make it 15-4. Now Ayala going to go to work from the top position.
Just over a minute remaining in the second period. Plenty of time for Ayala.
Looks like he's getting loaded up for some back points here, and there's going to be some back points for the Hawkeyes.
We'll give him 2. Another count for Drake Ayala, giving him 4. There's the 4-point turn. 19-4, 20-4 after riding time, but a tech fall for Drake Ayala. First bonus points of the night for the Hawkeyes, and it comes from the reigning runner-up in the national tournament.
Went out, went to work, did what he needed to do. As we see here, that beautiful fireman's carry from Drake Ayala, setting the tone for the Hawkeyes through 4 on the edge of the mat, just doing what he does best, getting those takedowns. Iowa up 14-0 after the tech fall from Drake Ayala. We'll be right back with more wrestling right here on Big Ten Plus.
14-0, the Iowa Hawkeyes up on the Bellarmine Knights on opening night in Carver Hawkeye Arena for the wrestling season. AJ Reister alongside Jacob Worthen as we are ready to go for 141. First bonus points were awarded to the Hawkeyes after Drake Ayala picked up a 20-4 tech fall over Trace Ekman. And now we'll see another big-time transfer in Nasir Bailey, ranked 10th in the country. Taking on A.J. Rollo, the 5'10 redshirt sophomore from Wildwood, Missouri. Named to the SoCon All-Freshman team a year ago. And was the first and received the first individual ranking in program history when he was tabbed the number 27 wrestler at 141 last year. Enters the 2025 season, though, unranked.
Big transfer get for the Hawkeyes. Nasir Bailey doing amazing things down at Little Rock. Brought teammate Jordan Williams with him up from Little Rock. You know, the two-time Pac-12 champion, two-time NCAA qualifier, as well as 2024 All-American. Nasir Bailey filling in a good spot at 141.
23-5 last season at Little Rock. Went 2-2 at the NCAA championships, bumping up a weight class from the first 2 years for Bailey. Last couple of seasons competing at 133, but the Hawkeyes needing to find a replacement at 141 this season.
He's in deep on a double leg. Absolutely beautiful shot there from Nasir Bailey. They give him his 3.
Takes him right back down on the mat.
As someone who loves double legs, whose go-to shot was a double leg, I love a good double leg like that.
Textbook from Nasir Bailey, the junior from Park Forest, Illinois. 141-3 record in high school. Just 3 losses in his high school career. 4-time state champion for Rich Township High School in Illinois. And as you've already said, Jacob, a 2-time NCAA qualifier. Hawkeyes looking to really bring back 141 into the NCAA championships this season.
Looks like he's got a bar arm locked up. He's going to try to take him over here for some back swipes. Nasir Bailey, he's one of the best at getting those back swipes, and he'll get them anywhere he can. That's why he's such a tough guy to wrestle.
And this time looking for them right at the edge of the mat with 30 seconds remaining in the first period.
He got that first takedown, and he has gone to work. Absolute domination of the spirit we have seen from Nasir Bailey.
A.J. Rollo keeping that hand in. Now they'll go out and reset at center mat.
You can hear Terry telling Bailey about the clock. Keep him down for 5 seconds, because you can get out in 5 seconds or less than that. We have seen it already. But Bailey gonna keep him down.
First period ends. Nasir Bailey with his first takedown in a black and gold singlet, up 3-0 on A.J. Rollo.
You see head coach Ned Shuck of Bellarmine. He was over there on the right, sharply dressed man. I appreciate the suit game.
Absolutely. Always wearing a suit when it comes to meet day.
Trying to find some confidence for A.J. Rollo heading into the second period. Trying to figure out how to get points where they can.
A.J. Rollo finished second last weekend at the Clarion Open alongside Dalton Mayer at heavyweight, who we already saw tonight, losing an 8-2 decision to Ben Keeter.
Remember earlier, A.J. Rollo was one of the guys I was excited to see from this Bellarmine team. And how can you not be excited to watch him? He earned an at-large bid to Nationals last year. So it was an NCAA qualifier last year.
And look at his wrestling shoes as well. They look like work boots out there.
Those are definitely intriguing. I've never seen almost wooden with a finish over it.
It's like when you see in baseball a kid come up to the plate with work gloves rather than batting gloves.
They're just happy to be there at that point. but that shoe game, that's something else for A.J. Rollo. 35 seconds to go here in period number 2. Rollo trying to find anything he can, while Nasir Bailey looking to set up that double leg again.
.15 seconds remaining in the second period. Bailey still up 3-1 with over 2 minutes of riding time.
It's one of the things about the Hawkeyes that they exceed so well. Nice little,
wow, right
nice
at
little
the
shuck
end.
by.
They'll give
Gets
it to
the
him.
3.
How about that? Right at the buzzer, Nasir Bailey picks up another 3-point takedown.
Going to choose neutral to start the third. Look for another takedown here from Nasir Bailey. That would put this in major decision territory for the number 10 ranked wrestler.
Hawkeyes looking for their second bonus point victory match tonight, just coming off the tech fall from Drake Ayala. Bailey working back towards center mat.
One of the beautiful things people ask me, Jacob, if you were to explain wrestling to somebody who might not know what it is, what would you say? I mean, this is, of course, is Big Ten country. Everybody knows what wrestling is. But I would say, not only is it beautiful violence, it is a more physical chess match than anything.
That's exactly what we're watching in front of us right now. Both wrestlers trying to work their hands and get position, find some way to pick up a takedown.
For Rollo, you're trying to find any offense you can.
Good drive by Bailey. Rollo trying to stay out of another takedown. Nasir Bailey driving him toward the edge of the mat.
He's got a deep whizzer in on that right arm of Bailey.
He'll push
Try
out
to defend it, yeah. Good push out. I mean, I'm not saying Rollo is fleeing because it doesn't look like he's fleeing. But he is trying to find any way he can right now to either get offense or to wrestle to not give up bonus points right now. He's still taking shots, and I appreciate that.
Under 20 seconds remaining, Nasir Bailey. 6-1, it'll be 7-1 with riding time. Bailey nearly had a chance at a shot there. Rollo gets back to his feet. And that is how this match will end. Nasir Bailey, in his Carver Hawkeye debut, picks up a 7-1 decision victory.
Absolutely beautiful from Nasir Bailey. Hawkeyes roll into break with a big 17-0 lead. We see here earlier from Ayala, that double leg. Hawkeyes look great from top to bottom, AJ.
A tech fall from Drake Ayala, 4 decisions. Masoma Endine and Dean Peterson alongside Nasir Bailey making their Carver Hawkeye debuts in a big way. Iowa leads Bellarmine 17-0, second half coming up when we come back. And Masoma Endine, Dean Peterson, and Nasir Bailey. Who has impressed you the most out of the 3 transfers so far?
I would have to say Nasir Bailey. He came out rocking, ready to go, went hard in his Carver Hawkeye debut, and now we're getting ready to go with 149 for the Hawkeyes. We are gonna see, it looks like, I want to say that it is Kale Voinovich getting the go at 149 for the Hawkeyes.
And for Bellarmine, it will be Zach Cowan, the red shirt senior for the Bellarmine Knights, 3-1 this season after last weekend's Patriot Open. As for Kale Voinovich, also making his Carver Hawkeye debut, his older brother Victor Voinovich was a key starter a couple of seasons ago. Behind him in the tunnel, getting ready to watch his brother make his Carver Hawkeye debut.
And from where we are sitting, we can see, Voinovich, Victor standing behind the coaches. I know that feeling immensely. I have 2 younger siblings that wrestled. I would always feel more nervous for them than they felt nervous going out on the mat.
Kale last season did wrestle, 12-4 overall record. Was the champion at the Luther Open to open up the season. Last year had a pin in 2 majors. But for the most part, sat awaiting his chance, and tonight has a chance at 149.
It'll be intriguing to see how he comes out firing for the Hawkeyes here against Zach Cowan. kind of bounced around as a high schooler, was a Oklahoma State champion as a sophomore, as we see him getting in deep on this single leg here.
Bringing him up, looking for that sweep single. 30 seconds into the match.
He's got him up in the air. Look for that trip and bringing him down the hard way. Kale Voinovich with the takedown.
That's a heck of a way to start off your Carver Hawkeye debut. Lets him right back up. Over a minute remaining in this opening period.
But no, as a high schooler, finished in the top 4 every time he went to state. As a freshman, he finished 3rd in the Ohio State Championships, won the Oklahoma State Championship as a sophomore, finished 2nd as a junior, and then as a senior, won an Iowa High School State Championship as he gets in deep on the high crotch there. Look for a mat return. Beautiful scrambling there from Cowan to avoid giving up the takedown.
Able to roll through that toss right back to his feet. And Voinovich digging at his eye.
Potential eye poke there.
He's all right, and he's going to get right back to work with 30 seconds remaining.
I've liked what I've seen from Kale so far. His 2 shots, he gets heavy on the head. He's making the most out of this Carver Hawkeye debut.
Got tripped up as Cowan went for that right ankle.
Cowan looking for an ankle pick there. Would have had it had he fully committed. I wonder if he was just trying to feign that shot to try to gauge Voinovich, but nonetheless, 3-1 Voinovich after 1.
Great first takedown for Kale. Did let Cowan right back up and nearly had another chance at a takedown, but a great roll through by Cowan on the mat return.
You see right there at the end of that replay, we were able to see that little eye scrape. Voinovich trying to put the boots in that we've seen so many Bellarmine wrestlers do. Doubles off, gets to the high crotch again.
Lifts him up. Mat return, takedown for Kale Voinovich.
Absolutely beautiful high crotch there. Getting to the leg, will not be deterred. Gets the takedown, takes a 6-2 advantage.
That time, Cowan wasn't able to roll out, but he does get back to his feet.
Cowan has expressed wanting to get to that ankle pick. He's now got over-under situation going on with Voinovich. As you can hear, associate head coach Terry Brands yelling for Kale to stay down, stay low, stay in your stance. One of the things you do not want to be caught is standing up and flat-footed.
Hand fighting for position with under a minute remaining in the second period.
Cowan still he's down just by a takedown. Voinovich needs to get to his offense here. If he keeps that stuff up, the refs will have no choice but to potentially hit him with a stall warning.
Working the head of Cowan.
Cowan getting aggressive and physical, trying to test the stamina of Voinovich.
Under 15 remaining. Short time in the second period. Voinovich still up by 3. Cowan looking for that right leg.
Cowan stalking his prey like an animal. He is getting Voinovich moving. And now it's going to go decision to Voinovich. Looks like Voinovich wants to go to the bottom position.
Looking to work his way up, pick up the escape point, and go right back to work. He's got 2 great takedowns already. But Cowan, like you said, still has a chance here. He lets Voinovich right back up, knowing he needs a takedown. Nearly has the ankle pick.
That was a clean shot, but better defense there from Voinovich. Now he's in on a leg. Once again, getting to the high crotch. But now in a position where he hasn't really been with the high crotch that much in this match.
Look at that grip from Voinovich. Trying to work his way around. Cowan trying to work his way on top, and a stalemate will be called.
You can see here, Cowan already in the middle, ready to go. The Bellarmine bench getting behind Cowan to try to get to the offense and make this a match.
And on a shot, Voinovich has to drive. Cowan, great sprawl.
Once again, back to the single leg. It has been high crotches and single legs for Voinovich. Needs to work on trying to get a finish here, but it's going to be another stalemate instead.
1:02 remaining in the third period. The Bellarmine bench is on their feet, like you said, Jacob. Zach Cowan still definitely in this match. Voinovich again goes low for the shot.
Well, he's able to suck that leg in, bring it up. We'll see if Voinovich can get the finish here. He had it up like he could finish, but letting it get back down to the mat is not what you want to see if you're the Hawkeye bench.
Cowan trying to hold on to the ankle of Voinovich as now he starts to roll. 30 seconds remaining in the match.
Potential scramble situation here. Looking to try to pass that leg by. That's going to be potentially dangerous. Ref's going to stop the match. 25 seconds left in this one.
Cowan immediately pushing against Voinovich. He goes in for the attack.
Voinovich in on a double. He transitions it back to a single as he takes him up.
Trying to roll with under 10 remaining. Cowan trying to break free and cover. And he will run out of time. Kale Voinovich in his Carver Hawkeye debut picks up a 7-3 decision win.
Big congratulations to Kale Voinovich as he gets his first win in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Couple of takedowns is all he needed, able to ride out the rest of the match. Great fight by Cowan, couldn't get the final say. And Kale Voinovich able to hold on for the win.
But take nothing away from Cowan. He did everything in his power to stay in this match. Now we see Jordan Williams going for the Hawkeyes, another transfer from Little Rock. Started his career at Oklahoma State. And he comes right out of the gate with a shot.
Right off the whistle. The transfer wasting no time, trying to make some noise in his debut. Has the three-point takedown, picking up points, looking for the fall, driving his opponent into the mat.
Who saw this coming from Jordan Williams in his first match as a Hawkeye?
Jeb Prechtel able to fight back. Williams still going for the fall, trying to pick up the turn, has the 4 back points. What an electric start to 157.
That is how you get the crowd pumped up.
Look at him, he's dancing around the mat.
I was
circling Jeb Prechtel.
Sorry, I'm getting excited over here. That was a beautiful flurry from Jordan Williams. I was talking to you before we went live. Jordan Williams spent a year wrestling with my little brother at Oklahoma State. Jordan Williams, always an entertaining guy. And he seems to be wanting to be in that body lock position, surprisingly.
Now Prechtel has the right leg. Williams right back to work, going for the turn.
What a cradle!
Three-point takedown, looking for the fall. Williams has the points.
What a cradle from Jordan Williams.
Still going to work. Prechtel able to get back to his stomach. 10-1 lead. Still no back points awarded. Back to the turn. Williams deep on the shot. Prechtel trying to bridge out. Has the turn, nearly a pin. Williams right on the edge. There's the pin. Jordan Williams, what a debut.
Jordan Williams, the Little Rock transfer, the former Pac-12 champion, comes in, gets the first fall of the season for the Hawkeyes, and he is feeling it.
Welcome to Iowa City. Jordan Williams, a pin in the first period.
That pin is going to take the Hawkeyes up 26-0. What another bonus point victory here as we see this body lock. Williams taking him straight to his back right out of the grip. And then getting the fall. We'll be back with more wrestling here on Big Ten Plus.
$25-0 lead for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Head coach for the Bellarmine Knights, Ned Shuck, looking on. His athletes have put up a heck of a fight tonight, taking most of the Hawkeye wrestlers to 3 periods. Wrestling alumni for the Iowa Hawkeyes himself in his 5th season with the Bellarmine Knights.
3-time academic all Big Ten selection, but it's hard coaching up against Tom Brands right here. Big Ten, 5-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, multiple national titles to his credit. He's looking to get the Hawkeyes back into that national title contention.
Well, it's always fun when you can coach with your brother as well. Of course, we've mentioned Terry Brands quite a bit, always up and out of his seat behind the bench.
They are a very passionate and energetic bunch, and I love to see them compete.
Well, here comes second-ranked Michael Caliendo, one of the best wrestlers in the country at 165. A season ago, came up just short of a national title, second place, falling to top-ranked Mitchell Mesenbrink of Penn State. But now he'll have a chance against Noah Hall to kick off his Hawkeye season.
And his wrestling didn't end in the offseason, like in the summer. In wrestling, there is no offseason. Caliendo doing a great job of trying to secure a shot here. All of Caliendo was named to the world team and won a U23 Pan Am title over the summer. So for Caliendo, wrestling never stops.
He's always looking to get better, but how about Noah Hall deep in on a single leg? Not even a minute gone in this opening period. Caliendo 24-3 a season ago, transferred in from North Dakota State a couple of years ago now. 3-time All-American, has slowly been making his way up the rankings in the NCAA. 7th place in 2023, 4th place in 2024, and then a runner-up finish last season. But Noah Hall putting him to work here at 165.
Hall doing a great job of taking the fight to Caliendo. Hall showing clearly he does not care about rankings, as it looks like Caliendo was going for a headlock there. He's going to slip off. That's going to allow Hall to get the takedown on Caliendo.
First takedown tonight by a Bellarmine Knight, and he allows Caliendo right back to his feet.
This isn't any place Caliendo hasn't been before. He'll get to his offense. You can see there with the meat hooks. And now he's trying to work that underhook there on that right side to get to the legs. He transitioned into a collar tie meat hook situation.
Good slide.
Great throw by Noah Hall there. He is really taking the fight to Caliendo early. But we've seen this before early in the seasons. Last year, Hunter Garvin of Stanford took it to Caliendo early, had a lead on Caliendo, but Caliendo's gas tank was just bigger, and Caliendo was able to walk away with a win.
Right at the edge of the mat, Caliendo covers up, keeps his foot in, and now takes a 1-point lead.
Like I said, this isn't any place Caliendo hasn't been before. The Geneva, Illinois native, he's a tough wrestler. He'll get down and dirty with you. Caliendo going to work on top here now with 20 seconds left. Caliendo last year had a bonus rate. At the rate he was going, he was picking up bonus wins every 2 out of 3 matches on average.
First period will end. Caliendo, his takedown right at the end, right at the edge of the mat, gives him a 1-point lead going into period 2. They'll go neutral. Well, now Ned Shuck confused, asking Hall to go down, but he disobeys what Shuck is asking. Well, I think actually it's miscommunication, because Shuck is asking the referee why he wouldn't allow Hall to go down. Now Caliendo in on a shot. Good defense from Hall.
It could have been because Hall had already made his choice on what he wanted to do coming out of the period. As he gives up a takedown to Caliendo, Caliendo going to take a 7-3 lead. And I mean, if you're Hall, I understand why you would initially choose neutral. You got a takedown on the number 2 guy in the nation. Why not go neutral and try to get another one?
Now a 7-3 lead, though, after Mikey Caliendo picks up his second takedown of the match. And he's going to try and go to work and pick up some back points.
Look for him to try to maybe bar up that arm. You might be able to hear the Iowa coaching staff coming through. They're looking for a stall warning against Hall. They don't feel like he's doing much on the bottom.
They've been asking for it since the end of the first period. Ned Shuck trying to encourage Hall on, but the stall warning will be awarded with 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Caliendo looking for the roll, picking up some back points.
Beautiful tilt there from Caliendo. He's going to pick up some points and get into a scramble drill here.
They'll give him the 4 points and the escape to Hall. Caliendo back to work, 3-point takedown right at the end of the period. An 11-4, 14-4 lead for Mikey Caliendo.
How can you not be impressed with Mikey Caliendo? He goes out, he gets a beautiful tilt to get 4 near fall, gets in a scramble situation, gives up an escape in the process, but then still with short time is able to get a takedown.
Mikey Caliendo, lightning in a bottle. He will wait for his chance, but when he has it, he will break free. Reversal, near reversal, there it is. 2-point reversal for Caliendo, up 16-4 with nearly 2 minutes of riding time.
And even giving up that initial takedown, Caliendo doing what he does best, and that is going out and wrestling.
Snap down Hall, tries to prance on the opportunity, but Caliendo goes right back to work. Ankle pick takedown. 19-5.
14-point lead. Right now, you could still ride out Hall, and with the bonus point, you're still going to get the tech fall, but I think Caliendo wants one more takedown.
Trying to give this crowd what it wants. Some more bonus points and takedowns. Nearly in a shot. Takes him down, covers up, three-point takedown. Caliendo with a tech fall at 165.
Like I said, Caliendo going out and doing what he does best. Even giving up that initial takedown, no sweat for Mikey Caliendo.
23-6 after the riding time bonus point. And that's the second tech fall of the night. First from Drake Ayala, and the second from Mikey Caliendo. Now we head to 174. Grant Odell for Bellarmine, and for the Iowa Hawkeyes, the 5th year, the second-ranked wrestler at 174, Patrick Kennedy.
This should be a great match. Who better than Patrick Kennedy, a veteran, a stable of this Iowa wrestling team, to welcome back an Iowa City native in Grant Odell to Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Odell 4-0 last weekend at the Patriot and Clarion Opens. Patrick Kennedy, a season ago, took 4th place at the NCAA Championships, went 18-7 overall in the season. Kicks off 174 with a takedown, lets him right back up, goes back to work.
Quick takedown there from Patrick Kennedy. Look for him to get to his setups here now. Grant Odell maybe thinking a little bit twice about letting Kennedy shoot from open space like that.
Right back to work, nearly able to cover up, still wrestling on the edge of the mat. Kennedy powers himself down, three-point takedown.
He was looking for a cow catcher there, looking to try to maybe throw Odell to his back. Odell doing a great job of defending that cow catcher. I know if I'm Odell, I'd rather be in bottom position than flat on my back right now.
Pure power from Patrick Kennedy. I interviewed him last season after his Iowa State match, and he said, exhaust the scoreboard. That's what he wants to do. Put up points and pick up bonus points for his team.
I absolutely love that. We're going to get a caution there on Odell. I love the lighting the lamp mentality. Going out, putting points on the board, dominating, and not just putting points on the board so that way you can wrestle to hold on to a lead, putting points on the board so that way you show that you're dominating through your wrestling.
Up 6-1 already after a couple of takedowns. Now looking for a turn at center mat. Odell back to his feet, able to break free of Kennedy. Kennedy wasting no time, right back in on a shot. Runs him towards the edge of the mat, picks up 3 more.
Drags the foot inbounds, gets the 3 takedown. One of the things we see Patrick Kennedy do so well is that snap down go behind. It's worked well for him already. He's got 2 takedowns off of it. And has a 9-2 advantage with 1:32 left here in the first period.
Throws him back down to the mat. Goes back to work on a turn. Under 1.5 minutes remaining in the opening period. Kennedy looking for some fireworks himself after Jordan Williams had the first pin of the season, and Mikey Caliendo followed up with a tech fall.
Gonna be an escape there for Odell, making it 9-3. Nice little throw by to the takedown. Another takedown for the number 2 ranked Kennedy. He had a 40% bonus rate in his matches last year.
Talk about exhausting the scoreboard.
Like you said earlier, picking up bonus point victories on average every 2 matches out of 5. Looking to improve on that bonus rate percentage this year as he gets another takedown. And back points.
He's looking to finish this one off in the opening period. Up 15-4. We'll let him roll and take the 4 back points. And this match is over. Patrick Kennedy, a tech fall at 174.
Domination of the spirit, exhausting the scoreboard. Patrick Kennedy doing it for the Hawkeyes, rolling through 9 matches deep here. Hawkeyes up 35-0 after that tech fall win. We'll be right back with more Big Ten wrestling on Big Ten Plus.
35-0 lead for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Looking at what's coming up for them. This upcoming weekend, they will have Pittsburgh and then travel to Ames, Iowa for Iowa State. The in-state rivalry, a classic last season here at Carver Hawkeye. Always one to circle on your calendar.
Don't forget about the national duels next week. $1 million purse? Who doesn't want to be a part of that?
It should be a fun one out there in Missouri. But the Iowa Hawkeyes definitely looking forward to Iowa State as well as for Bellarmine. They've got some heavy hitters coming up in their schedule as well. First, they will host Northern Illinois before hitting the road for number 4 Ohio State. Right back at home against Central Michigan before a 4-match road trip. Now we hit 184. One of the most anticipated wrestlers in the entire country, Angelo Ferrari, back on the mat in the black and gold singlet. He'll be taking on Gavin Ricketts. The redshirt sophomore went 2-2 last weekend. Now, the last time Hawkeye fans saw Angelo Ferrari on this mat was last season against third-ranked Dustin Plott from Oklahoma State, and one of the most electrifying matches this crowd has ever seen.
That's putting it mildly. I was working radio for that, and I just remember this place going ballistic.
It was unbelievable.
Ferrari able to get that early takedown. He's going to go up here 3-0 with just about 2:15 left to go here in the first period. And then his only loss coming to Carter Starocci.
That's not a bad loss to have, and your only loss so far as a collegiate wrestler.
Especially I think it was a 3-1. I think he gave up a
2-1. Yeah,
2-1.
There's a 2-1 loss to Carter Starocci of Penn State, one of the greatest wrestlers.
Might have been remembering that match, Ron. That's on me.
But nonetheless, Angelo Ferrari redshirting last season, but in his matches that he was able to use up last year, they were all electrifying, and everyone's excited to see what he can do in a full season this year with the Hawks.
It's a big, tall task to be a redshirt freshman, but being considered to be a national title favorite at a stacked weight class. And if there's anyone that can handle the pressure, I would feel like it's got to be the confidence of a Ferrari.
Absolutely. Now the big, it'll be really fun when they get to go to Nebraska, and those two, of course, won't be wrestling against each other, but it'll definitely be fun to see those two in the same arena again.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a great time to see Angelo and his older brother AJ under one roof, both competing. Obviously, AJ will be competing against Ben Keeter, which is a match I'm excited for.
100%. Right on the edge of the mat. Escape point for Ricketts.
That's not the only exciting time we'll see Ferrari. He's got a couple high-profile matches down the lineup for sure. Could be seen at the national duels next week, but with Minnesota, Max McAnally, that is a potential 1-2 match people are looking at, as well as looking ahead against Rocco Welsh, another contender at this weight. Should make for an exciting year of wrestling for Angelo Ferrari and the Hawkeyes.
Just over 30 seconds remaining in the opening period. Angelo nearly in on a shot. Ricketts able to dodge.
We'll actually see that duel with Rocco Welsh. I almost forgot he transferred from Ohio State. He is now with the Penn State Nittany Lions. We'll see that one right here, January 16th.
Book it. It's going to be an electric atmosphere here in Carver Hawkeye as the first period runs out. Ferrari up 3-1 on Gavin Ricketts. Now, what about Angelo's wrestling style has been so impressive for fans that were calling for him to almost burn his redshirt year last year to wrestle the entire season at 184.
It's got to be the confidence and the swagger and we see it with every member of the Ferrari family, but the way he goes out and he does not care who he's wrestling. He wrestled a 5-time national champion to a 2-1 match. He beat a national runner-up in a match where a lot of people probably didn't think he could.
Unranked against one of the best in the country with the meat on the line. And Angelo Ferrari in sudden victory picked up one of the greatest takedowns that this crowd has seen in a very long time, and this place took the roof off.
Deep, deep low single there, almost ankle pick-esque there from Angelo. He's a very methodical way of getting to his ties and his setups and shots. Arm spin attempt there from Ricketts that goes awry.
And Ferrari has his second takedown, up 7-1. Under a minute remaining in the second period in the final match of the night. The Iowa Hawkeyes will extend that season opening streak to 19-0 under head coach Tom Brantz. But we saw Bellarmine put up a good fight, especially early on in these matches at 197. Only a 3-0 victory for Masoma NT, and Andrew Lieber, really good job. We also saw Dalton Mayer go toe-to-toe with Ben Keeter before Keeter was able to pick up a couple of takedowns and the win. But you got to give credit to Bellarmine to coming to this environment and going toe-to-toe with some of the best wrestlers in the country.
Indeed, nothing to sell short of Bellarmine. As you see here, Angelo trying to pry out that right arm to potentially try to get to either a ball and chain or a turn. But Ricketts not really wanting to let him have much of anything.
Ferrari up 7-1 going into the final period. We have seen 3 tech faults tonight, including 1 pin from Jordan Williams.
What a match that was.
Oh, that's going to be the match of the night by far. Well, now Gavin Ricketts changing his mind. Originally started down and then decided to go back to his feet.
He chose down and was picked down, but Angelo was like, nah, not today. And he made a motion to the ref, hey, neutral, stand him up. So he technically, Ricketts did pick bottom, and with picking bottom and Ferrari telling the ref neutral, it's technically an escape point, but they'll just start neutral.
Ferrari just wants to get right back to an attack.
It's one of the things he was so good at that made him such a force, and what's made him a fan favorite with the Hawkeyes is just how aggressive he comes out of the gate.
Does he have a couple more attacks in him? He does. In deep on a shot. There's a 3-point takedown. He'll also take the stalling point. Ferrari lets Ricketts back to his feet. Up 11-3. Under a minute remaining in the final period of tonight's meet.
He's also got built up 2.5 minutes of riding time. That riding time point will be locked. But you know he's looking for another takedown.
Ferrari spinning around, has the right ankle. Ricketts trying to hold on, but Ferrari breaks free and has another takedown. Right back to another shot. Ferrari trying to find that right leg, spinning around. Jumps over Ricketts, has another takedown. Brand's asking him to get back to his feet. He will with 15 seconds remaining. He's going to have to move quickly if he wants the tech. Right back in on the shot. Ricketts holding on tight to his head. 5 seconds remaining. Ferrari in again on a shot. Spinning around. 3-point takedown.
Less than a second left on the clock. He gets the tech fall takedown. Angelo Ferrari picking up right where he left off last year. Coming out with a dominating win to start the season.
And picks up the tech fall right at the buzzer. 40-0, the final here in Iowa City as the Hawkeyes take down the Knights and extend their perfect winning streak in season openers, 19-0 under Tom Brands.
Perfect 19-0. That's impressive in starting matches. You gotta love to see it from the Hawkeyes.
It all started